Okay, here's something to think about. What if you could, consistently spot potential hazards way before they actually become a problem in the cockpit? Imagine being, well, several steps ahead, not just reacting. That's the power we're diving into today, threat and error management, TEM for short. It's this really solid framework, and it can genuinely change how you, as a single pilot, think about safety.
Absolutely. You hear the term TEM thrown around, but it's much more than just jargon. It's a truly proactive safety way of thinking,
Yeah.
built around three core ideas that all link together: threats, errors, and undesired aircraft states.
Right. Threats, errors, undesired aircraft states.
Yeah, think of it like a loop always running in the background when you're flying well. It helps you see the whole safety picture.
So let's break that down for, the single pilot. Maybe you're flying a typical GA aircraft. This isn't about big airline crews. How does really getting TEM help you specifically when you're up there alone?
Well, it's really about making you your own kind of personal safety manager, a really effective one. Most pilots know what threats are, what errors are, sure. But TEM gives you a way to consciously categorize them and plan for them.
Okay, categorize. How so?
We usually split threats into two main types. First, you've got your environmental threats. These are the classics, right? Like unexpected wind shear coming into land or turbulence you didn't see coming. Even a bee buzzing around the cockpit suddenly. Anything external,
Yeah, okay, the obvious stuff. Weather, mostly.
mostly, but not always. Then there are organizational threats. And these, well, single pilots often overlook these, I think. These come from pressures outside the immediate flight. Things like rushing your pre-flight checks because you're late.
Ah, right, I can see that. Or maybe pressure to get somewhere.
Exactly. Or getting a complex clearance rattled off quickly by ATC. Even just being tired because, you didn't sleep well. The real skill is spotting these before they bite. Recognizing that feeling rushed is a threat itself.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, these organizational things like rushing yourself, we probably all do it sometimes without thinking, hang on, this is adding risk.
Yeah.
So, how does spotting these threats help prevent the next step, the errors?
That's the connection. That's where errors come in. Errors are basically when you deviate from what you intended or from best practice,
Right.
maybe missing an item on the checklist or misreading an instrument, a procedural slip up.
Okay. Simple mistakes, often.
Simple, but TEM teaches you they often don't just happen randomly. They're frequently the result of a threat you didn't manage. So if you don't manage that threat of being rushed, well, you're much more likely to make an error like saying the wrong thing on the radio or forgetting a critical step.
Like forgetting to lean the mixture at cruise. Yeah, okay.
Precisely. And that leads to the third piece. If you don't catch and fix errors quickly, they can lead to an undesired aircraft state, a UAS.
Undesired aircraft state, UAS. What does that look like for a GA pilot?
Oh, it could be anything from, say, an approach becoming unstable, needing a go-around, or maybe busting airspace you shouldn't be in, getting lost, losing track of where you are, even just an unexpected pitch up or down. Basically, the aircraft isn't where or how you want it to be.
And the whole point of TEM is to stop that chain reaction.
Exactly. Manage the threats effectively, catch the errors immediately, so you hopefully never get into that undesired state. Or, if you do, you spot it instantly and get back on track.
So it's much more about preparation and foresight, not just skill in the moment when something goes wrong. Setting things up right from the start. Could you walk us through a quick example, like a pilot actually using this on a normal flight?
Sure, absolutely. Let's say you're planning a cross-country flight. A pilot thinking with TEM wouldn't just look at the weather map. They might think, okay, I didn't sleep great last night. That's an organizational threat, fatigue.
Right, acknowledging it.
Yeah, then asking, so how do I mitigate that? Maybe plan an extra stop for fuel and a break. Or just build in more time for the pre-flight, consciously slow down. Or looking at the weather, okay, slight chance of pop-up storms later, environmental threat. The strategy isn't just avoid.
It needs to be more concrete.
Yes, it's thinking, what are my escape routes? Which diversion airports are best? Let me preload those. What will my call be if I need to deviate? You brief yourself on the what-ifs.
So you're mentally rehearsing the solutions before the problem even appears.
Exactly. That mental prep drastically cuts down your workload if the threat shows up. You've sort of already dealt with it in your head. This isn't just, being careful. It's a structured way of thinking. TEM makes that process explicit, conscious. It shifts your mindset.
From worrying if something bad might happen.
To planning what you'll do when something expected or unexpected happens. Big difference.
So TEM really acts like this proactive safety shield then. It's about building defenses way ahead of time, not just reacting.
That's a great way to put it. A shield. Understanding this empowers you, the pilot, to actively manage those threats, prevent the errors. It's moving beyond just fixing mistakes to really anticipating problems and building stronger defenses, leads to safer, much more predictable flights
Yeah.
every time. You're building resilience.
Building resilience. I like that. And maybe something to think about after this.
I-
As you plan your next flight, consider how this proactive approach, spotting threats, preventing errors, might apply elsewhere, outside the cockpit, in other complex parts of your life where maybe a bit of foresight could make a real difference.